Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and as you saw in part 1, I had a real disaster mixing up plaster. It was the plaster disaster, I guess you could say it. But anyway, in the meantime, I've been watching lots of videos on how to mix plaster, and I think this time I've got it worked out. And so what we're going to do is, instead of doing a bunch of talking, we're going to get right down into it and get after the plaster. Okay, I watched several videos, and the guy that looked like he knew the best how to mix this plaster said to, he was like me. He said you could get it by volume or by weight and to read on the package. Well, my package didn't say, so I'm going by volume. There's 7 cups of plaster here and 3.5 cups of water there. But anyway, he said to just trickle it over in there and let it soak up the water, and then trickle some more in there. So that's what I'm going to do. He said don't put water in the plaster, put plaster in the water, which is a lot like when I was diluting acid in the evil polluting chemical plant. You don't put water into acid, you put acid into water. Otherwise it gets real ugly. So you don't need to watch me dribble plaster. I'll do that, and then we'll go pour the stuff. Alright, I think I got most of the lumps out of this stuff, and it's a lot thinner. I'm going to pour it right between those 2 connecting rods first, so I'm pretty sure it's getting under them. There may be a few lumps left here, I don't know. Now this is a 4-pound box. I hope it's enough. I'm going to bounce that little table on the floor a few times. See if that won't help it settle down, I hope. With any luck, that made it spread out sideways and fill all the little air gaps and such. But while y'all sleep, I'll pound on it some more. Well, it's been bounced and vibrated and all that, and no more bubbles have come to the surface, so hopefully there's not any more bubbles in there, and the whole thing will turn out just right. It looks better, but then again, it may be just an incremental improvement and not the step to success yet. We'll find out, won't we? Well, I guess we can't put it off forever. We gotta roll this over and peel the aluminum foil off and see what we've got. Sort of like an unboxing. Looks a lot better than the first one, doesn't it? Get out of this way there. That red piece that is to give us a place to pour in the aluminum. And with having the other pieces glued to it, the aluminum should run down inside all the other stuff. Of course, this has got to dry for a few more days, and then I'll have to stuff it into some sort of an oven. I've got some fire bricks I can stack up, and we'll dry it out and burn the plastic out of the middle of it, and we'll be ready to go with the casting. We'll see how it works out. If it works good, who knows how much of that I might do. This is what the weather looks like in South Texas. Wet and mildly chilly. It's only about 62 outside, so not a good day for outdoor activity. I've been doing this for about 3 days now, trying to dry it out a little bit so I can go put it in my oven and dry it just a little more. And then after that I'll stack up some fire bricks and put the acetylene torch in there and try and get it up really well above the melting point of the PLA that's in there. Try to burn it all out. The first day I had it like that, I picked it up and under it was about a half a cup of water. The second day I put the paper towels under there and the top layer was damp. I don't know how it's going to be today. I'm going to take it out and put it in my oven today. So that's just, and that's, ouch, that's hot. That's a real spotlight, you know, an incandescent light, not an LED. About 150 watt, maybe 200, I don't remember. It's hot. Let's pick this up, and it feels dry this time, so I guess it's time to go take it out in the garage. It's really hotter than a pistol right there. It's not comfortable to touch, but it's just warm back here. We'll get it warm all the way around. If it doesn't bust, well, that'll be great. Alright, it's in the oven somewhere below 200 degrees for an hour. Then I'll come back and crank it up a little bit until I get it way up there as much as it'll go. It only goes to like 450. And that says toast, so that's not too hot, I don't guess. Well, during the visit with Wes Howe, he gave me this Harbor Freight welding table, and I'm going to use it today. We're going to stack some fire brick on it and melt out the plastic out of that chunk of plaster, and who knows, we might even melt some aluminum and pour it in. We'll see. I'm preheating the block of plaster in my toaster oven, and after it's had a chance to heat up in there, we'll stick it in these bricks and we'll take a torch and raise the temperature somewhat to see if we can't burn all the PLA out of the plaster. Hopefully it'll come out pretty quick. I don't know. It's my first time doing this, so I'm obviously unaware of all the ins and outs. This little bit of aluminum has cut off the last ingot that I have, but you can tell by looking that if you pour it into metal, I poured this into metal, not sand, without any water around to bubble up, you know, to make steam and bubble up through it. There's no inclusions. It's just straight pure metal. So that's sort of the object of what we're doing today. Is we should get a casting with no air bubbles, gas bubbles, steam bubbles, whatever. I guess this is my last pieces of my last ingot. I guess I need to go by Pierre's garage and see what he's got laying around. I think he's made some more ingots. It looks a lot like this is going to be a failure too. I just took it out of the oven and brought it over here. And it's got a crack in it, right across the middle. I'm pretty sure you can see that crack. So, if it busts apart before I get through, well, it definitely won't work. But I'm going to go ahead and try to burn the plastic out of it. I don't know if I can or not. We'll see. I'll take the torch and stuff it in there, and I've got to go turn on the gas and everything. Okay, I'm going to put the head in it with a torch. It doesn't bust all the pieces. Beyond that, I don't know for sure if I can even make that work, but we'll see. Ah. Okay, that may have burned the plastic. Maybe, maybe not. Let me go get a little temperature sensor and I'll be back. Okay, it's in the neighborhood of 500 degrees anyway. Pull one of the bricks off the top and see what it's like further in. But the plaster's starting to crack on me, so. There we 576 in places. I don't know if that's hot enough to do me any good or not, but the plaster's starting to crack everywhere, so I don't know. Looks like another failure coming up. The plastic's gotten melted, the little square cubes melted somewhat, but the plastic down inside there for the forms that I want to cast, that hasn't melted yet. This thing's almost 600 degrees. But you can see all the cracks running everywhere. So I doubt this thing's going to hold together for casting anything anyway. Well, I stepped down 4 sizes on the tip and got a smaller flame there. And we're going to let that run for a while. The plastic is not, it's down inside the thing past the little rectangular piece. That plastic in there hasn't burned out yet. Undoubtedly it hadn't got hot enough to. I know Martha boy put it in a heat treating oven, and that put the power on it somewhat, so I don't know what to expect here. Really I expect failure, but we're going to let this run a while you take a nap. After a while I began to see this on top of the mold. As you can see, there's flames there. I don't know if it's the PLA burning or if it's just got hot enough in there that my flames are wrapping around. That I don't know. We're going to let it go for a while yet. The temperature, I checked my gun, temperature on the outside of the bricks at the back is up above 600, so it's got to be pretty darn hot in there. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.